Welcome back to the show, the Union Street Podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I've got a solo episode for you today. I'm your host, Luke O'Neill, coming to you from Union Street Arts in our podcast studio. This is going to be a solo update episode reflecting, looking back at some of the things we've done recently, some events, some interviews with some pretty big name performers that we got to do this past week, as well as some upcoming events. So you don't want to miss out on this episode. Keep tuning in and listening. You won't get all of this on social media. So listen to the podcast for some exclusive insights on some of the things that have been going on right here at Union Street Arts. So let's get into it. If you don't know, we launched a newsletter this year. It's a great way to stay up to date with everything going on here at Union Street Arts. Not everything is posted online. That's a curated feed. And we show the audience what we want on social media. Let's face it, we're crafting a story. And not everything is meant to be online. So the newsletter has been a great way for us to communicate with our audience, you, as well as our customers, in a way that's not social media, because not everything is going to go on social media. There are exclusive things that we're putting in our podcast and in our newsletter. So if you want to subscribe to stay up to date with everything Union Street Arts, to hear and to see what we're doing, the newsletter is a great way, and so is the podcast to do that. Go to our website, unionstreetarts.com, and scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, where you'll see where you can sign up and subscribe to our newsletter. It's free. It's a great way to stay in contact and up to date with everything we have going on here at Union Street Arts. A few highlights from this past newsletter. Fiona Colley, interviewed on Union on the Street, then performs at Madison Square Garden. So we actually got the chance to interview a Kill Tony Golden Ticket winner on our new On the Street interview series, Union on the Street. If you don't know what Kill Tony is, it's the largest live podcast in the world. It's a comedy show, and it is absolutely massive. If you're a fan of comedy, you know Kill Tony. It's the biggest show going on right now in comedy. And we actually got to interview one of the Golden Ticket winners, and it's a big deal to get a Golden Ticket. And this lady from Nashville, Fiona Colley, was one of the Golden Ticket winners, and she has been on a huge rise, and she performed right here in Marion. Shout out to a couple of the comedians we've had on this show before, Bryce Evans and David Kirk. Thank you guys for bringing Fiona to Marion. It was really amazing to have that kind of caliber of performer in Marion at Celebrations Event Center. And so it was really cool. The interview would not have happened without Bryce. So thank you, Bryce, for hooking that up. And we got to meet her before the show, to go backstage and, just meet her handlers. They were super cool. They're like, "Where are we?" And so just getting to know her a little bit while I was setting up for the interview, she's like, "Who's the biggest person you've had on this show? Or who's your biggest client?" or something like that. She's like, "Do you guys do this full time?" It's like, "Yeah, I own a media agency. We produce podcasts, videos. We are aim to be the go-to spot for arts entertainment media in Southern Illinois." And she was like, "Wow, that's interesting." She didn't expect it in such a small town. So we're setting up, and I'm like, who was the biggest person? And I mentioned Lance Lynn and his wife, the podcast, the St. Louis Cardinal, whose podcast we launched last year. And then she didn't really know baseball, but then I mentioned Pookie and how I actually own a wedding company, White Oak Wedding Films, and she knew Pookie. Everybody knows Pookie, and got to talk to her about videoing Pookie's wedding, her and Jet. This was 7 years ago. This is before they really blew up. And so we connected on Pookie on a level they were asking what she really like, what's Jet really like. So there's some inside scoop. So I got to hang out, just kind of shoot the conversation with her. And yeah, she was super down to earth as well. So we got set up for the interview. Rachel was with me. If you've seen her on the show before, she was helping shoot some behind the scenes, and actually this picture that you see here. So yeah, we got like 5 minutes with her. Just really, like I said, a down to earth person, and she's absolutely blowing up. She's, from my knowledge, has the most followers on Instagram from almost any golden ticket winner, which is huge. She's like, it's crazy. She's blowing up. And here's an example of how much she's blowing up and how wild it is that we got to interview her. After that night, Fiona Colley went from Union on the Street in Marion one night to the very next night performing on Madison Square Garden, the largest arena in the world. And it was actually being filmed for a Netflix special of Kill Tony. So that's pretty incredible that we got to interview her, and the very next night she's being filmed for a Netflix special on Madison Square Garden. Like, what? So that was an exciting interview. Really big highlight of this past week. So if you want to check out those interviews, go to our Instagram and Facebook pages where you can find some content, and we'll be releasing more content that we did with her as well. So super exciting. So yeah, check out more of our newsletter if you want to hear stories like that or read some insights. We have a story about our interns this summer, our new letterboard series where we're putting simple words out with big impact and sparking conversation on our storefronts. We're in the media. We have media contacts, and so we love to have our story heard. And shout out to WSIL for featuring Union Street Arts live on the news to talk about the growing art and mural scene in Southern Illinois. So that story's here in our newsletter. We are actually renting band rehearsal space on our stage. A lot of people don't know this, but we have opened up our studio at nights, our stage, for bands to rent out for rehearsal space. It works really well because during the day we have our office hours, the media is going on, the professional services are going on, and so we don't have live music happening during the day. But at night, it's a great usage for our space, and it's a great win-win, not only for our space to be utilized more, but also for local musicians to have a place to practice and rehearse, which is, come to find out, limited availability. So we actually, this week, we have 5 nights booked full of bands rehearsing. So if you are interested, if you know anybody in a band that is looking for rehearsal space, that's also on our website where you can check out how to submit a form. It's, if you go to the tab on the right-hand side, you click more, and it's under band rehearsal on our website tab. You'll be able to fill out a form there where you can see a little bit more information about our space, but also get on our roster for potential utilization of our rehearsal space. Right now we're almost full, but that's not to say that there won't be more availability. But if you want to get on our list, it's unionstreetarts.com/band-rehearsal. Or just send us a message on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, email, however you want to get a hold of us. I would recommend just straight through our website is the best way to get a hold of us. Sometimes DMs slip through the cracks. But yeah, just reach out in general, and we'll get back to you. So that's been an exciting addition this summer, is our rehearsal space. Want to shout out some community events as well. We have had an awesome neighbors. We have awesome neighbors here at Union Street Arts. We are located at 1 block off the clock in Marion, off Tower Square Plaza, right next to Crown Brew Coffee and Pookie's. We're right in the middle of them. And our neighborhood, I've seen over the last 5 years become quite the destination with more events, more gatherings and happenings happening all the time, more places to eat. And it's so exciting to see that unfold with the murals and just what an atmosphere it's becoming down here. And this past weekend, it was no exception to that through an event, 618 Day, a celebration of Southern Illinois. It's our area code, but this was actually a reschedule. We got rained out last time. This was actually hosted by the Thomas Family Goes and Crown Brew Coffee, and we were happy to provide live music and local arts to the event. There was vendors, food, art, community, music. It was just a great time to get together and celebrate some of the best things about Southern Illinois, which is the people, art, the music, the food, the atmosphere. It was a hot day, so thank you if you came out. Really appreciate that. Hopefully we get some good luck and some upcoming events for better weather. But the show must go on is our motto. But yeah, thanks to everybody that came out. So we love being a part of community events when we can. Another little update, this summer we actually partnered with the Hub Recreation Center to bring more art to their kids camp. And we helped create a mural of their logo and have the kids be a part of that creating process. It was a really cool thing. So shout out to the Hub. What an amazing facility. Amazing people that work there as well. And I just love, giving back and helping out the next generation of young artists. And that was a lot of fun. And actually, shout out to my brother and my sister and also Rachel for helping me pull that off. We have a great team here. Nothing's possible without all the support that we get from our team and our supporters. So thank you. And if you're listening to this, you're one of them. And also, I'm very excited because the podcast is back up and going, like you can very well tell through this. But we've had a few different interviews recently. One, notably, Dr. Blake Kane. We sat down in this studio, who's the newest doctor on the scene in Southern Illinois. He's from here. He's moved back, and he's ready to serve Southern Illinois and sees medicine as an art and a science, and he's a really good guy. And really cool, interesting conversation about rural health access and what that looks like here in Southern Illinois and what Dr. Blake Kane plans to do here in Southern Illinois. It's really exciting. And shout out to also Marion Connects, who actually spotlighted us in their Get to Know Your Neighbor series. And TJ Cowan, shout out for sponsoring with Cold Blooded Smokehouse. It's a really great night where I got to tell my story about how I grew up here in Marion and just everything from college to my first job to moving out into the big cities across the country and some of my experiences moving back and just the Union Street Arts story and the history of our building. And that was really fun. It's always great to talk about the history and get a chance to highlight the work we get to do. So I love to take those opportunities and to meet our neighbors because, like I mentioned before, only bits and pieces end up on social media or online. So to get to network and connect in real life is always a treat. And we've continued to grow. Union Street Arts is in our 5th year. It's been a summer of growth, and we've produced 40 plus podcast episodes this summer. We've produced 40 plus podcast episodes this summer, dozens of videos, launching new websites. We've done photo shoots, branding. We've had one of the most productive summers at Union Street Arts yet. And we just love helping businesses, helping community members, artists, organizations tell their story and grow their audience and reach their goals. And we have some goals here ourselves too. We want to continue the momentum that we've had and have built the last 5 years. My ambition is high and I'm still not done. growing by any means. I'd love to become the number one arts and entertainment network in Southern Illinois, which I think we're well on our way. But I want to have a greater reach, bigger impact, more stories, more correspondence, more teams, maybe more locations. You never know. The sky's the limit. So that's my goal, to continue that, and also just to having a positive impact to leave behind. That's the ultimate goal. So as summer winds down, I hope you're staying cool. We're dreaming ahead for the months ahead. New workshops, podcasts, mural projects are in the work, community events, art fairs, festivals are happening. It's a great time to be in Southern Illinois in the fall. So we're excited for it. I just want to thank you all, if you're still listening, to just being part of this journey. Invite you guys to, again, subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to our channels, wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a review, because that helps us out in the algorithm. It's a free thing that you can do to help a business. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, leave a good review. Those things mean a lot. Don't take a lot of time, and they can help us in the algorithm and effectively just reach our goals of reaching more people. So I appreciate you guys if you could do that. And then, stay following our journey. We're going to have some announcements coming on social media, more guests coming up, and stay tuned for more Union on the Street interviews. We've been getting some great feedback. So thank you for all the positive feedback we've got on those, where we do on the street interviews. So we're going to keep doing those as well. Union on the Street, Union Street Podcast, Union Street Sessions, Union Street to the moon, folks. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Stay tuned, stay inspired. We'll see you at Union Street Arts, where creativity works. See you this fall.